Hi, my darlings. I'm Sophie Darling, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we are back with the finale of the Entertainment District arc, and last episode was insane. The cliffhangers have been absolutely foul. Tanjiro got literally stabbed through the bottom of his jaw, and then he couldn't move, but they had to. Like, Tengen was saying, like, we have to move, like, it's not over. Because even though Daki and her brother had been decapitated, he was trying to unleash a blood demon art at the time of his decapitation, which is then just like burst out of his body. So even though his head is no longer attached, the blood demon art has still come into effect, and it's huge and it's devastating, just showing the power that he has, but also his desire to just crush them all because of how they were trying to harm him and his sister. This is probably going to be a really emotional episode because they've been hinting a lot at their backstory. So we're probably now going to get their backstory now that they're like face to face and accepting that they're going to die. But we're also going to see the aftermath of this powerful blood demon art, especially because Tengen was moving towards Tanjiro to try and get him out the way to try and protect him, which is just so heartwarming and also potentially heart-wrenching. I'm hoping we don't lose Tengen because I really like Tengen. I'm going to be really angry if we lose him because I can't cope with another arc finale ending with a Hashira dying, because then I just won't trust any Hashira in any of the arcs because I'll just presume they're going to kick the bucket at some point. I was going to watch the first episode of the new arc after this episode, but depending on how long it takes me to film this and how emotional I get, I may have to then only do one episode of Demon Slayer and one episode of Demon Slayer next week, just because I've filmed Monster, 2 episodes of Monster, Breaking Bad, and then I was going to film these back to back, but they are significantly longer, and I didn't factor that in when I was planning my recording, and I thought I would have enough time to do both today, but I also went to work. I had to go into the office, and then I finished work early, so I'm filming straight after work, so I've had this makeup on since like 10 to 6 this morning, so I can't wait to take it off. I'm like sweating and yeah, really warm. So I might not have time because I also need to get things sorted for YouTube and Patreon, and I'm in the office tomorrow, so I have to go to bed early. So we'll see. I may have time to watch the next episode. I may not because I also have to get dinner. Sneakily grab a microfiber cloth because this is what I use to wipe my face these days because tissues aren't enough. And I've been trying to keep myself hydrated because I watched Project Hail Mary and I sobbed so violently that I gave myself a really bad tension headache. And I think it was because as well, it's really warm and hot and I haven't been drinking a lot of water. So I've been trying to keep myself as hydrated as possible before this episode because I know I'm probably gonna cry. It's the finale. I don't think it will have done what I need it to do though, because unfortunately, I always get tension headaches when I cry. Before we begin this react, I just want to say a huge thank you to our sponsor, Tokyo Treats and Sakura Co. We have 2 wonderful boxes here that I'm going to show you in detail. If you're wondering what the difference is between Tokyo Treats and Sakura Co, Tokyo Treat is a fun monthly Japanese snack box packed with limited edition sweets, Kit Kats, chips, noodles, and Japan-only treats you won't usually find outside of Japan. Sakura Co is a monthly artisan Japanese snack box featuring 20 traditional seasonal sweets, Japanese tea, and an exclusive homeware item supporting local makers across Japan. The snacks are carefully curated and not the typical treats you'd find in Japanese convenience stores. Each box includes a cultural booklet featuring snack descriptions, allergen information, and fun insights about Japanese culture, but also they ship globally and straight to your doors. So without further ado, I'm going to dive in and I'm going to show you what is inside these boxes. Escape to the sunny shores of Okinawa with this month's Tokyo Treat Box. Inspired by Japan's tropical island paradise, this collection is packed with vibrant island-inspired snacks that bring the flavors of Okinawa straight to your doorstep. As always, we're going to try the Kit Kats because I love the Kit Kats because Japan gets way more Kit Kat flavors than we do in the UK. And I'm always excited to get to experiment with the different flavors and textures. They definitely do taste like cheesecake. Very sweet, very strawberry. I'm more like a lemon cheesecake kind of girl, more than I am strawberry, but I really do like the strawberry flavor. Like, it's very impactful. I am also going to try a juicy pineapple gummy because I do love pineapple. So I am curious. There's also mango jellies. Oh, oh, they're very nice. These would be amazing in the fridge on like a really warm day. Pulling these out the fridge. Oh my god. Yeah, 10 out of 10. I like the juicy pineapple gummies. I'm excited to try the mango jelly. I'm probably going to put them in the fridge as well because it's so warm in the UK right now. I feel like a lot of these snacks will be really good in the fridge, nice and cold. This month, Sakura invites you to discover the iconic Mount Fuji through the flavors of the Yamanashi Prefecture, home to Japan's most famous mountain, with a curated selection of regional treats including Yamanashi Peach Jelly, Mount Fuji Warabi Mochi, and Yamanashi Corn Senpai. These snacks are designed to be savored slowly, whether alone or with loved ones. I am going to try the Kyoho grape mini pie because I love anything grape flavored, but I've never had grape in like a pastry, so I am very intrigued. Okay, that's to die for. There's only 2 in the box, and I'm kind of sad that there's not more because I'm going to devour both of them. I think this has sealed my fate that I need to go to Japan within the next year or so to go get more of these grape flavored pies because these are going to be a new addiction and I'm not going to be satisfied with just the 2. I also made the green tea off camera. Unfortunately, the glass isn't big enough for my ice cubes. My ice cubes are quite like big square ones. So I wanted it to be in the Sakura glass because it's such a pretty glass. But I had to just make it with cold water because I can't really drink anything hot in this weather right now in the UK. Everything I'm drinking is iced. So this is the Mount Fuji green tea. I'm a little nervous because I'm not the biggest lover of green tea. That's actually nice. I usually don't like green tea, or maybe it's just the green tea in the UK. I find green tea in the UK is very strong. This is actually very neutral tasting. It's very refreshing. It's cooling. I'm glad there's a second packet of this so I can make it in a bigger glass with ice cubes. This is lovely. I think this has changed my opinion on green tea 110%. If you love Japanese culture or simply want a relaxing tea time experience, check out the link below and use my code DrSophieReacts to get $5 off your first box. This code can be used for both Sakura and Tokyo Treats. Thank you, Sakura and Tokyo Treats, for sponsoring this video once more. It's always a delight to work with you guys, and I am incredibly honored to get to experience these treats and to share them with my audience. But without further ado, though, we're going to get into the finale of the Entertainment District arc. Oh, Tengen. Insane. That end credit scene as well. Nezuko! Oh, because it doesn't hurt humans. But the end credit where we saw like the aftermath and then that like really solemn music of like the fire as it begins to burn out was insane. She's still in her child form. It is. Oh, his poor fingers are just stuck like that.
毒を食らったのに。
Maybe it has something to do with Nezuko's blood demon art. Maybe it was able to help with the poison.
起きたら体中痛いよ。
He's like, I don't know what's happened.
痛いよ。怖くて
Oh,
見れない。無
Zenetsu.
事か。よかった。俺もかわいそうだけど、伊之助がやばいよ。心臓の音がどんどん弱くなってるよ。
Oh, even though he's whining about himself, he's like, no, Inosuke's worse. We need to help Inosuke.
伊之助、しっかりしろ。
Oh, Inosuke, please don't die. Oh
心音
no.
が弱くなっていく。忍さんにカラスを。いや、遅すぎる。今なんとかしなければ、伊之助は死ぬ。なんで俺は助かったんだ。
Oh,
治っていく。
yeah. Okay, so it was because he was enveloped in
伊之助。
the fire when she saved him.
よかった。
Oh, thank God.
気持ち悪いな。
I would just quit watching Demon Slayer if Inosuke died. I'm gonna be real honest. Nezuko will heal him, right? No, stop. You're not going to die. Shut up, Tengen. She's like, will you shut up? Like, I'm literally fucking dying. Yeah, he's not dying. He's not dying. Not when all this shit's happening around him. There's no way they're gonna kill him off like this. Hi! She's help it is way too soon. I just spat everywhere. It's too soon to cremate him. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, we didn't lose Tengen. I'm so happy that we didn't lose him. And I'm glad all his wives are okay as well. That he didn't lose any of them.
傷は治らないので、もう動かないでください。ご無事でよかったです。いやいや、お前も動くなよ。死ぬぞ。俺は鬼の首を探します。確認するまではまだ安心できない。
He needs to be sure that it's over.
ネズコ、向こうだ。鬼の血の匂いがする。
He usually carries her, and now she's carrying him. How the turntables turn.
上限の鬼の血を取れた。
Oh, yay!
タモヤさんのところへ。
It's been so long since we've seen this little cat.
頼んだぞ。
Like midway through season 1.
マキオさんたちがみんなを逃がしてくれたんだな。
Yeah.
よかった。なんで助けてくれなかったの？俺は柱を相手にしてたんだぞ。頭かち割っとけばよかったのに。行こうとしてた。そもそもお前は何もしてなかったんだから。柱にとどめくらい刺しておけよ。
Is there really any point arguing now?
だからどっちでしょ。なんだと。あんたみたいに醜いやつが。私の兄弟なわけないわ。
Oh, that's such a cruel thing to say.
あんたなんかとはきっと血も繋がってないわよ。
Oh, even he's shocked.
強いことしか言ったことないのに。負けたらもう命もないわ。
You can't take that back. Oh, look at him. He's like, after everything I did to protect you.
一人だったらとっくに死んでる。どれだけ俺に助けられた。弱くて何の取り柄もない。
Oh,
お前
guys.
みたいなやつを今までかばってきたことが心底悔やまれるぜ。
Words said in anger can never be taken back. He's gonna intervene because he sees himself in them and Nezuko. He's like, please, you can't take that back. You love each other.
そんなこと思ってないよ。全部嘘だよ。
Phew.
この世でたった二人の兄弟なんだから。君たちのしたことは誰も許してくれない。味方してくれる人なんていない。だからせめて二人だけは
Should be there for each other.
ダメだ。
Oh, he could if he would. He could if he would. He would if he could. Oh. Oh, her name's Ume. He remembered her real name.
梅もひどかったな。お前の名前は死んだ母親の病名から付けられたんだからな。
Oh, that's twisted.
遊郭の最下層で生まれた俺たち。子供なんて生きているだけで飯代がかかるので迷惑千万。
Oh, God.
生まれてからも邪魔でしかなく、何度も殺されそうになり。
Yet he survived somehow.
華麗だのような弱い体だったが、必死で生きていた。
No wonder he's so emaciated.
醜い声や要望をあざけられ、汚いと言って石を投げられた。この世にある罵詈雑言はすべて、俺のために作られたようだった。
It's not his fault.
美貌がすべて
He
の
was never
価値基準
given
で
a
ある遊郭
chance.
では、ことさら意味嫌われた。怪物のように。遊び道具は客が忘れて帰った鎌だった。俺の中で何かが変わり始めたのは、梅が生まれてからだ。
Oh, she was beautiful the minute she was born.
梅、
Oh, wow.
お前は俺の自慢だったな。年屋もいかない頃から大人がたじろぐほど綺麗な顔をしていた。
Look how clean and well kept she is in comparison to him.
自分が喧嘩に強いと気づいて取り立ての仕事を始めた。誰もが俺を気味悪がって恐れた。気分が良かった。自分の醜さが誇らしくなり。
Which is probably why he didn't change it when he did become a demon.
これから俺たちの人生はいい方へ加速して回っていくような気がした。梅が13になるまでは。 その報復として梅は縛り上げられ、生きたまま
That's why she's so petrified of fire.
仕事から戻ったら、お前は丸焦げになっていた。
Oh, that's horrendous. Oh my gosh, she's not dead.
やめろやめろやめろ。何も与えなかったくせに取り立てやがる。
Don't take this one thing that I have. His pride and joy, his sister. Oh, it's like Tanjiro when he found Nezuko. Oh, so that's what we saw when there was the glint and then the figures walking away and it was the two hands like interlocking.
梅のことは残念でしたけど、可愛い子を見つけたらまた紹介しますので。
Wow, they're just a product to be used. We knew that, but it's just disgusting all the same. That she was disposable. Ooh! Oh, fucking fair play. Can't even fault him for that.
清潔で肌ツヤもいい。たらふく飯を食って綺麗
He
な
said this to
布団で
Tengen.
寝てんだな。雨風しのげる家で暮らして。
Parts of his human self coming out in his demon form without him ever really realizing.
そんなやつが目玉一個なくしたぐらいでギャーギャーピーピーと
Oh!
騒ぐんじゃね
Literally over an eyeball. And what did he do to deserve it? Probably something horrendous. She was only 13 and he was trying to sleep with her.
いつものことだ。いつも通りの俺たちの日常。いつだって助けてくれる人間はいなかった。
Everything they had to work for, fight for, struggle for.
どんな時だって、すべてが俺たちに対して容赦をしなかった。
No one's ever shown them kindness.
いいことも悪いことも変わる変わる来いよ。
どうしたどうした、かわいそうに。俺は優しいから放っておけないぜ。
Who?
その
This isn't
娘
Muzan, so who is
間もなく死
this?
ぬだろ
An upper six.
あの方に選ばれれば鬼となれる。
Okay, so if Muzan chooses them, they can become
命
demons,
と
but
いう
he's
のは
giving them
尊
the
いもの
option.
だ。大切にしなければさあ
That's so
お前らは
interesting.
鬼となり、俺のように銃に気づき、上限へと上がってこれるかな。
鬼になったことに後悔はねえ。俺は何度生まれ変わっても必ず鬼になる。幸せそうな他人を許さない。もし唯一心残りがあるとするならば、お前は俺と違ったんじゃないかってことだ。もっといい店にいたなら、まっとうな花魁に。
His only regret is not giving her a better opportunity in life.
普通の娘に、両家に生まれていたなら、上品な娘になっていたんじゃないか。俺が育てたためにお前はこうなっただけで、奪われる前に奪え。取り立てろと俺が教えたから。
He blames
お前は
himself.
侍の目玉をついたが、従順にしていれば、何か違う道があったかも
What did
しれな
he
い。
say?
俺の唯一の心残りは、お前だったな。なんだここは。地獄か。
やだ、ここ嫌い。どこなの？出たいよ。なんとかして。
その姿。
She's gone back to her normal form.
待ってよ、私。
ついてくんじゃねえ。
You're all she's ever had in
さ
this
っきのこ
world.
と怒ったの？謝るから許してよ。お兄ちゃんのこと醜いなんて思ってないよ。私のせいで負けたって認めたくなかったの。ごめんなさい。うまく立ち回れなくって。私がもっとちゃんと役に立ってたら負けなかったのに。ねえ、お兄ちゃん。
It's not because you're dragging him down. It's because he wants to protect you.
お前とはもう兄弟でもなんで
You
もない。
don't mean that.
俺はこっちに行くから。お前は反対の方。明るい方へ行け。おい。
離れない。絶対離れないから。ずっと一緒にいるんだから。何回生まれ変わっても私はお兄ちゃんの妹になる。一人にしないで。置いてったら許さないわよ。ずっと一緒にいるんだもん。ひどい。ひどい。約束したの覚えてないの？忘れちゃったの？
俺たちは二人なら最強だ。寒いのも腹ペコなのも全然へっちゃら。
Because they have each other.
約束する。ずっと一緒だ。絶対離れない。もう何も怖くないだろ。
He really did take good care of her. Into hell together. Because of the depth of their bond. Oh, the fact that it was Nezuko and Tanjiro holding them together. Because they feel connected to them. Because in another life, this could have been them. This could have been the fate that they had to suffer.
仲直りできたかな。
They did, don't worry. Oh my goodness.
疲れた。
I bet you are.
ふん。
Oh wait,
6
this
ね。
is the other Hishira.
一番下だ。上限の。6とはいえ上限を
The
倒
one
し
with
た
the
わ
snake
け
that
だ。
doesn't like
実
Gyu.
にめでたいことだな。
Gyu? Gyu?
6だがな。
Gyu? Don't know.
ずいぶん遅かったですね。遅いんですよ。
Of course you arrive when the fighting's already over.
たかが上限の6との戦いで復帰までどれ
You
だ
don't
け
have to
かか
keep
る。
saying lowly upper six. Jeez. Just rubbing it in.
俺は引退する。
Oh, he
さすがにもう
is gonna
戦えねえよ。
retire.
ふざけるなよ。俺は許さない。柱は煉獄が抜けた後空席のまま。お前程度でもいないよりはマシだ。
Dude, why are you being so rude?
いや、若手は育ってるぜ。確実に。
Tanjiro.
お前の大嫌いな若手がな。
おい。まさか。
He's like, don't fucking play
生
with
き残っ
me.
たのか。この戦いで。かまど炭治郎が。
My boy is gonna become a Hishira, I know it.
上限をよくやった天元炭治郎禰豆子善逸
Oh,
伊之助
he's so happy that this time it results in none of them dying.
100年もの間変わらなかった状況が今変わった
This is huge.
これは兆しだ運命が大きく変わり始めるこの波紋は広がってゆくだろう周囲を巻き込んで大きく揺らしやがてはあの男の元へ届く
The tables are
お前
turning.
は必ず私たちが
Humanity is
私たちの代で
winning
倒す
finally.
我が一族唯一の汚点であるお前は
On my family?
お前たち湯を沸かしなさい。それから
What?
薬と手拭いを。早く父上父上父上
On my family? So him and Muzan are related? Insane.
異空間無限城ここに呼ばれたという
This
こ
is
とは
why it's called Infinity Castle, the movie.
上限が鬼狩りにやられた
Oh my god. Is it because in the movie they take the fight to Muzan? Maybe?
ってな。
よかったです天元様生きていてくれて4人欠けることなく帰れますね
Yes, thankfully.
ああ凱旋しよう。派手にな。
Oh. She's like, I don't understand what all the crying's about, but okay. This was such a good way to end the arc, especially after the trauma that we had with losing Rengoku. So, I mean, no one died. The tables have been turned. Muzan is finally realizing the threat of the Demon Slayer Corps because nothing has changed in 100 years, and now all of a sudden, they've finally been able to achieve the impossible. But the Master and Muzan are related then, so he's from the same family line. So he wants to get rid of Muzan because he takes personal responsibility for Muzan being a stain on his family. How they're connected, I'm not necessarily sure. It could be that Muzan had siblings and they've gone on to have children because Muzan is old. But imagine discovering that you were related to Muzan. Yeah, you kind of would take it personal. You would want to get revenge, but Tengen gets to retire with his wives. They get the life that they always wanted. When he talked about how Tanjiro was already on the path to become a Hishira, that he will take Rengoku's place, that warmed my heart. But now there's another spot because Tengen's retiring, so now we have a spot for 2 Hishira. And I think that's hinting at Inosuke. Are different sides of the same coin. They're both very flashy and over the top. So with his retirement, it paves the way for Inosuke. So then the the interesting one will be to see how Zenitsu becomes a Hashira, because there needs to be a space available for him. The art is so beautiful in the credits. But yeah, I knew it was going to be emotional. I knew it was going to get me, especially when it showed the scene of Tanjiro and Nezuko holding the spirits of Daki and her brother. Well, Ume, and I can never say his name. I can see his name in my head, but I'm too scared to say his name or try and say his name because I know I'm going to absolutely butcher it. But I feel bad just calling him Ume's brother. Gyutaro. Gyutaro? Gyutaro. As long as we know who I'm referring to, that's all that matters. Just the way that he's being mean in the end to push her away because he feels like he failed her. His only regret isn't that Ume was born, it was that he couldn't give Ume the life that he felt she deserved. That if not for him and how he had raised her, perhaps she could have gone on to rise up in the entertainment district. She could have had more opportunity. He worries that he dragged her down, and because of that, she suffered because of him. That he was the reason that she died. He was the reason she had to become a demon. That all of the ill misfortune that fell upon them is because of him. But he never had a chance. He never stood a chance. You know, he was born to a woman in the poor end of the entertainment district. His mother clearly was selling herself. I wonder then, he said Ume was named for a disease that caused his mother to die. So I don't know if maybe that could be like syphilis or chlamydia, like sexually transmitted disease, because, you know, women are selling themselves to make money and they're clearly not making enough in the poor district because they're not able to keep as clean. They're not able to beautify themselves to the same extent as the middle and upper areas of the entertainment district. So they're not getting as much money. So again, children are ill-fated in these districts. They're not wanted. So he survived all the attempts that his mother had on his life. It looks as if, you know, she died not long after Ume was born. But the fact that it's never mentioned that she tried to kill Ume, and she seemed pleased when Ume was born because Ume was beautiful. And I imagine in that moment, maybe she thought of her daughter as sort of a cash cow, that she could use her daughter's beauty for their family benefit. But she likely died before she had that opportunity. And then Gyutaro had to step up and become a parent to her. And he's just a kid himself, man. Like, he's blaming himself, but he was a kid that had no chance, knew nothing better than hatred and scorn, and was constantly bullied and mistreated. And the only way that he could make money to take care of his sister, to try and give her a better life, was by capitalizing on himself being ugly, of his strength and brutality. That was the only way that he could keep Ume fed and clothed and clean. Because if you look at how she looks in comparison to him, she's very well taken care of. So clearly a lot of his money, time, and energy went into looking after Ume. So to say that he never cared about her is obviously an absolute lie, and we know that because they make up in the end. But it's just tragic, the idea of him coming back and finding his sister having been burnt alive and blaming himself that I told her to take before they take from you. We don't know what the samurai was trying to take from her. The hairpin could allude to maybe a proposal that he wanted to marry her. It could be he gave her a gift so he felt like he was entitled to something in return. So then she wanted to punish him for it. We don't know. I don't know if the manga maybe clears it up, but in the show it's not very clear as to why she actually took his eye. But considering she's 13, he's advancing on her, it likely is to do with her not being content with something he's done. I'm not sure if maybe I missed something or if like they just didn't delve into it as much. It could be because censorship and all that, because again, they changed the name to Entertainment District, I think people have mentioned, instead of Red Light District, because censor. So it could be that they didn't want to go too in depth into the reasoning But it is just tragic all around that neither of them had an opportunity. All they had in that life was each other. So, of course, they were going to pick to become demons if it meant being together because they promised to be together forever. And the way that he says he will always come back as a demon, like he doesn't regret becoming one because it gave him the chance to be with his sister once more, but it also gave him more strength, more respect, and allowed him to punish anyone that he felt jealous of that had a better life than him. He wanted others to feel the misfortune that he's always felt, which we kind of knew because Zenitsu had said to Ume, you can't just take out your anger and the hardships that you face on to other people. Like, you can't make them suffer because of what you've suffered. It's not fair. Neither of them had a good life. Ume only got so far because she was pretty, but even then, we know that she was being made to entertain customers from as young as 13, could have started even younger. That the only reason she was ever considered of value is because of her beauty. No one ever really saw the true her other than Gyotaro. Again, I'm struggling to say that name. And she lashes out, and she's a kid, and the response is to burn her alive. That's seen as an adequate punishment for taking out his eye, which is fucking batshit to me, especially because she's a kid. But it just shows how harsh and cruel the environment is that they grew up within. No wonder they felt like they didn't have any other option. No wonder they saw being demons as a change in their fate, as a fortune that they had never been granted before, because it was a chance to no longer suffer. I love the show in how it makes us truly empathize with the demons. We can go from rooting for their downfall right up until we get their backstory, and then we are the same as Tanjiro. It really puts us in Tanjiro's shoes, seeing their perspective, because you can connect to it on an emotional level, especially the depth of that sibling relationship, because we see it with Tanjiro and Nezuko as well, because the parallels with the snow, Tanjiro was like trudging through the snow carrying Nezuko when she was bleeding after being attacked by Muzan. And then we had the fact that he's wailing, holding her, crying, the same as Tanjiro when he found Nezuko. So the fact that that sibling bond, that connection runs so deep in both of them is definitely what made Gyutaro empathetic with Tanjiro in the previous episode. I think it was the previous episode where he like broke his fingers, but he was like playful with him before that, and then was trying to get him to become a demon because he could sense that same familial connection. And I also thought it was very telling that when they're in this like in between, she's being given the chance to go towards the light, but he's already choosing to go towards hell because he said that he will be reborn as a demon every time. He doesn't regret anything that he's done, and therefore hell is the best place for him. But he stays as a demon, and she reverts back to her human self. So clearly, when it came to the decision, Ume didn't really have much of a choice because she was barely alive. She was dying. So Gyutaro was the one that made the choice for the both of them in order to keep them together, in order for them to continue being there for one another indefinitely, because that's what they promised each other. So she never really had a choice. Of course, there's still a punishment for her actions, but it looked as if she was given the opportunity to maybe pass on to heaven rather than being strictly bound to hell. It was almost like they were in limbo and they had the choice to decide on where they were going. But then she chose to go straight to hell with him because she would not be parted with her brother, because all they ever had was each other. So she's going to go into the depths of hell with him. She's going to suffer with him because they have never not been together. That is an inseparable, unbreakable bond like Tanjiro and Nezuko. And as Tanjiro said, that could have been him and Nezuko if the fates had been so inclined. They were fortunate in his eyes. So he's able to connect with them on that level, that him and Nezuko were lucky in the sense that Nezuko, even though she's a demon, can retain her humanity, and Tanjiro remains a human and is able to fight for his sister to get the cure that she needs to become a human again. It's just the way that, like, he's always able to see how fortunate he is. Regardless of the situation, he's always able to be grateful for what he has, for Nezuko, for what they've not had to suffer, to the extent that he feels the utmost pity for these siblings, to the point that he's trying to intervene and tell them to stop shouting at each other, because he knows that these words can't be taken back and they're said in anger and they're not meant. So yeah, I think the point I was making as well about the choice between moving into light or moving into dark was also the fact that she is in her human state because she didn't actually choose to be a demon. Did I already say that? I might have actually already said that. In case I didn't say that, I'm going to leave that here. That because she didn't choose to be a demon, the choice was kind of made for her. It makes sense that she would go back into her human form while her brother chose to stay in his demon form because he finds that more palatable. But it also explained why he never changed his appearance, because it seems to be that, like, demon forms can alter your appearance, but he just looks the same because he takes pride in his ugliness and his ability to intimidate and use it to his advantage, because that's all he ever had as a human. You know, it was his sense of strength and badge of honor as a human that he's retained into his life as a demon. I felt so sorry for them. And it was just such a beautiful depiction of that sibling bond. And I'm really excited for season 3, but also hopefully at some point getting Akaza's backstory, because we never got that, but we did get Ume's and Gyutaro's Gyutaro. Thankfully, I'm never gonna have to say his name after this. And then we got introduced to the snake Hishira. I can't remember what his breathing style is, but season 3 will tell me, so don't reveal it. Just let it be a surprise for season 3. So I imagine then we're going to go into season 3 with him as sort of the new focus, which is kind of exciting because he, again, seems very unlikable, but I'm sure by the end of that next arc, we'll probably love him. As much as when we first meet Tengen, we're like, oh god, he's insufferable. And he ends up being like the best guy, to the point that I want to be his 4th wife, you know? Like, love him, love Tengen. Rengoku was just lovable from the beginning, you know? But nobody died, everybody's okay. Muzan has now had a rude awakening because the Demon Slayer Corps have done the impossible and killed an upper rank, and he's going to realize it's not as easy as he thought it was going to be to crush them. There's going to be real casualties and consequences to come in the future. But oh, I'm so excited. I am melting though right now, so I think I'm gonna have to call it here because I am just very exhausted and tired and need to get some food. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this react, please consider liking, subscribing, and leaving a comment below to help boost this video into the algorithm. And until next episode, bye.